Hey guys, I wanted to come to you today with a quick message, and we've been talking about this idea of give me a break and looking at the rest that God has for us. And today's passage is going to come from Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, which says, Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And as we talk about this idea of resting in God and finding the rest that He has for us, I think we have to guard that rest. That's why God made it a holy day. Within each one of us is this desire to prove ourselves by our production. We want to prove ourselves. We want to earn our rest instead of discover our rest in God. And so this passage says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Our heart will lead us to try to be on top, to try to impress others. And our heart will lead us into things, to try to find satisfaction in things. And we have to just be really careful with our heart. And how do you guard your heart? You guard your heart by the way you expose it. And so if we expose our hearts to nonstop work, then what we're going to do is our hearts are going to be restless, and a restless people are a reckless people. And if our hearts are restless because all we do is work, then our hearts aren't going to believe in the rest God has for us, in the complete work that Christ did on the cross for us. We're not going to believe in slowing down and resting in the good things that God has for us. And so this says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. How are you going to guard that heart? It says this, verse 24, avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Look straight ahead. Fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. Man, how do we keep our eyes fixed on the right thing? How do we keep our eyes focused on the right thing so that we can guard our heart? The Sabbath helps us do that. The Sabbath is God's gift for us. It's a day of R&R, but not the R&R you think. It's for rest and remembrance, not rest and relaxation. That's the world's R&R. God's R&R is rest and remembrance. We can fix our thoughts on heaven when we take the time in our rest to remember what He has done for us, that He has paid the debt on the cross. So I hope you've been resting daily, and I hope that you plan to rest weekly in that rest that God has for us. I've been working on my next message, which won't be this Sunday. We're excited to have a guest speaker. Pastor Tom Wallace will be here with us. But the week after, I'm going to be talking about the seasonal rest that God put on the calendar for us, called the feast, the Jewish feast. And I'm excited to get into that in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, man, make some adjustments to your life so that you can guard your heart. Guard your heart so you don't let the outside in, so you don't let the flesh in, so you don't let the things of the world in. Guard your heart so you can stay focused on the Lord and on His good things. And one of the ways we really do that is the things we avoid. Yes, avoiding foolish talk and corrupt speech, as it says in verse 24, and also for fixing our eyes on what lies before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. And so on our Sabbath evenings, on our Sabbath days, we R&R, we rest, and we remember, we worship Him for who He is. All right, thanks for listening today. God bless.